So my company is called Word of Mouth Wired. I've been around since December of 2002. So we're coming up on 22 years, which is exciting. I'm very excited about that. I've, like I said, worked from home for a long time and helped hundreds and hundreds of businesses solve challenges. So let's just say some of the challenges you have are you're seeking new clients or you're maxed out on space. You don't have any room to accept new clients, or maybe you're concerned about staff turnover, staff training challenges, or maybe your marketing isn't working and you want to grow your business now. This is what a lot of people would say to me when they would come to me. So let's move on. Whoop, slide 2. Here we go. Okay. So the first thing I want to say is that I understand your concerns. There's challenges in finding innovative and effective methods to grow your business, especially when you're facing financial limitations or operating at full capacity and you feel like the little engine that could, and you're just puffing away and you're about ready to burst, right? And maybe there's a lot of uncertainty on how best to harness proactive marketing strategies and how to balance those things with your current business, meaning you're completely tapped out. Every minute of your day is taken up with activities and you don't have another second to actually do one more task. Like if you went and met with a business consultant and they told you, oh, these are the 10 things that you need to do, you'd say to them, yeah, I don't have 10 minutes to do any of these things, so I can't possibly do any of that. I get that. I've seen it. I've been there. I actually know what that looks like. So, oh, and I didn't read the quote that I put on the page, so let me do that. I want to ask you this, and I want you to be thinking about this as we move forward. Uh, what you don't know can't hurt you. True or false? What you don't know can't hurt you. I have to tell you a funny story about that at the end of this, but I just wanted to ask that question and have you thinking about it. Just reserve your own opinion. So how can you grow today when the issues are revenue, space, meaning the space that you're in, your office space, and technology? Okay. So under revenue, people want to bring in more capital. Under space, do you need more space to conduct your business? Can you work from anywhere? Are you tied up in the amount of space that you currently have? Are you trying to get out of your space or out of your lease? Is your space in a good neighborhood, a bad neighborhood? Are you overextended? This is a really important point, okay? Especially in terms of practices that are medical or dental or chiropractic or optometrist, because once you plant your feet, you have to stay there. People expect you as a medical professional to be in the place where they left you. I know it sounds crazy, but wherever you are, plan to be there a good long time. And I've talked to a lot of business owners about this. And then technology. Now, technology falls into a lot of categories, doesn't it? Because you could have technology around what you're doing for your patient or your client base, utilizing the tools that are necessary, but also you have the technology that runs your business, runs your space. But then again, the third piece of technology is utilizing new technology and offering new technology and new technological solutions to your client base. Have you ever thought about that? How can technology, and I bet you have thought about it because everybody's talking about AI, right? And I'm not talking about AI, but it does put the idea in your brain because that can allow you to have staff improvements or increased customer satisfaction, or even if you have a technological advancement, you could even maybe even increase your prices a little bit, right? So that's a really, really good point. Is could you increase your prices because you brought in a new piece of technology? When I worked with dentists, there was a piece of technology called the CEREC. When I worked in printing, that would have been getting computers or getting a new printing press or digital printing. When I worked in the in the furniture world, that would have been maybe as far as technology goes, maybe something that's made in the USA versus something that's made in another country, or something that's made on the East Coast that's not on the West Coast, and developing the technology so that they could actually transport the furniture faster, break it down, set it back up. There's a lot of different technological advancements we're talking about here. Oh, and the question. We don't know what we don't know. So the first question was what? The first question was what you don't know can't hurt you, true or false? And the second question I have for you is it true we don't know what we don't know? That's attributed to Socrates. He said it quite differently, but that's where that quote comes from. So these are the 3 actionable steps I want you to take right now. And absolutely, yes, we can have our one-on-one phone call. We can go deeper dive what it means specifically to you in your world and in your business. When we do our onboarding calls, this is absolutely a great place to begin. But these are the 3 actionable steps that you can take right now. You can survey your competition, survey your staff, and survey your customers. So what does that look like to survey the competition? Well, you're going to compare yourself to the competition. Really, I would, instead of calling it surveying the competition, I would probably call it being a secret shopper. And you want to have some people that would never know who you are go and do some secret shopping. You want to go and do that. And you want to completely and utterly be a brand new client for this practice, this business, this office, this whatever it is. You want to see what their process is from the initial phone call, initial contact, whatever it is, all the way through the process, because you can evaluate what you're doing against what they're doing. So you're not deciding whether or not they're doing a good job. That's not what this is about. It's the evaluation of your business against their business. Are they putting into practice some things that you could implement that would improve your strategies? Are you able to see some gaps in their business that maybe reflect gaps in your own business? This is going to really help you to up your game, really help you to see what things would be better for you. I cannot tell you the number of business owners that this has helped because maybe they weren't seeing the world through the eyes of their own customers and their own customers' user experience. So, for instance, the waiting room, the restrooms, the smell when you walked in the door. And I say that because I worked in printing plants, and immediately when you walk in the door, there would have been a heavy chemical smell in the air, correct? Maybe, maybe not, right? That was one of the things. Or a clean restroom in the furniture stores and the restaurants that I worked in. Or maybe in a restaurant, being able to see too much of the back area or not enough of the back area, and people were concerned. You can see things from a 360-degree view when you're looking at someone else's business, right? It's like they say hindsight is 2020. Well, the same thing goes for looking at somebody else's business. This is going to give you a new set of eyes on your own. So the more people that can go and check out the competition, the better for you. The better for you. Surveying the staff. Now, I have here products and services additions. Here's why. Your staff, your team is in direct communication with your client base and your prospective clients. And they see areas that there could be more revenue being brought in through an additional product, an additional service. That is one area that I've been able to instrumentally help more and more businesses with products. In fact, we have a high-tech product that really ups the game. None of your competition will have it. It will not impede on your staff, won't take any additional time, won't cost any additional money, but makes additional money for your business. So the staff is aware of things like that. They can see a bird's eye view of other companies that do the same thing that you do and what you could implement, different strategies. Ask them what they've heard about, and they will always have some good answer. You're going to be amazed. Lastly, survey your customers. This is not the kind of survey about whether or not they had a good experience. I want you to ask them what they share with other people about their experience at your business and who they share it with. Because your customers messaging about your business, not what they say, not their experience, but what they say about you to other people, will be a whole new way of reflecting on exactly what you can do to improve your business and make more money. What to do next? After you survey your competition, take a look at your processes, your atmosphere, your team training. Really dive in deeper. After you survey your staff, evaluate the information they've shared with you, the products and services you could go find, sample those products and services, and then test to see whether or not they would be a good fit. Take a look, actually check and see if that would be a good way to make additional revenue. And then after you survey your customers, you're going to want to ask for referrals, be incredibly grateful, and show your appreciation to them. I would even suggest having an appreciation day. In fact, I knew of a dental practice that used to have what they called hot dog day. So funny, but it all started when the guy was very young, when he first opened his practice. When I met him, he was just about to retire, had never changed his location. He had been there for years in the community. And when he first started, he didn't have a big budget, but he wanted to appreciate his customer base. So he got a grill, he bought hot dogs and buns, mustard and relish, and had hot dog day. And everybody around town would come to hot dog day at that dental practice. It was a great idea, and he was well known for that for years. It was a great way to establish his business. This doesn't have to be expensive. Thank you notes. I knew of another business where they would write a thank you note to a new client, and everyone in the entire business would sign it and write a little something on the card. They would do about 5 of those a week. That was it, just 5 a week to their clientele. And guess what would happen? Referrals, 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 referrals. So guys, thank you so much for for joining me this evening and for being here on this call, on this Zoom. I love sharing this kind of material. It's absolutely my heart and soul. So thank you for being